days on,
Good.
e-learning Wednesday, 2 days on.
I know, that's what I said.
They wanna go no longer than 48 hours without early
Well, they're gonna do an e-learning, every week?
on Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't think we are. I think we were gonna,
That's what they're thinking right now.
so it was the exact same.
Yeah,
I think all the board meetings are gonna be on the 8th. July 8th. They wanna do a three-way.
I was quite impressed with all the work the administrators and teachers and everybody's put into trying to come up with a plan. So that's just been a lot of work for everyone, and it just keeps moving, you know. So-
Yeah, we need the calendar really at this point, all that nuts and bolts we've started.
Hey, Mayor.
Everybody has, and you see how it goes.
Theirs was just like through the first quarter, and then if things are going well, they can
Go back to,
go back to full regular school.
yeah. It's optimistic.
It is, but there's a lot of parental sides to consider as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that feel strongly both ways, so you just gotta have to land on something and do it.
Yeah.
Did LSC
I think we're gonna be more or less
school or
like,
something today?
I thought we
No,
were
no,
gonna be a
no.
little more in
No,
line with TSC
they're talking
and
about-
LSC.
Just the reopening for the fall, what the schedule is.
So, no, though,
I had the idea that
the
LSC was.
reason I
gonna
asked is there were
Everybody's back.
They're trying to figure out that cleaning
teenagers
thing.
across the street and 3 in front of the house
But I think
walking
based on
up 15th Street
On its-
towards Schuyler with backpacks.
They need to go back to work.
yeah.
What is that
I
about?
get that, I get that, you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
All at the same time, which is typical of hitting the bus.
Yeah.
For a lot of kids, it's a safe place to go.
Well, the school, it'd be silly to ignore that. I mean, that's pretty,
They're trying
Pretty
to figure
basic.
out something with all the whys and how they could help
take
with.
care.
Yeah, how they could help with e-learning and things like that, but it's gonna
We're
definitely
gonna
take
try
a
to,
village.
we're gonna have the best thing we've done so far is we're gonna have a pool of kids that we know are not
Yep, yep.
coming back, either because they have medical condition or their family, mitigating circumstances. I wanna put them in.
I made those phone calls yesterday too, so
Take them
I'll
off
Okay.
the classroom teacher, try to juggle them plus the kids they have at school.
Did you tell Claudia when you were
And they
gonna
would have
sign?
online, not e-learning, but
Virtual
we
learning.
would sign them up for something like Edmonton or the different companies that do that. And you basically-
Morning.
Hey.
They do it online.
Yeah.
That's how.
Kind of
they
tag
do it.
teaming this morning a little bit.
That's all right.
This doesn't
It's
work so
okay,
well,
no problem.
but I like that.
Are we on? Okay. Let's all rise for the pledge.
You know you're not gonna.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Morning, everyone. First thing we have on our agenda, the approval of the minutes from last week. Chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions or corrections on the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. We have a bid opening for 18th Street drainage improvements. Looks like we have 3 bidders. For this project. First is, bid will open is Milestone Contractors. And Milestone's bid for this project is $90,690 and no cents, 90690.00.
Atlas.
And this is Atlas Excavating. And their base bid is $168,910 and no cents. 168,910.00. And finally, this is Midwest Paving out of Noblesville And their base bid is $107,466 and no cents, 107,466.00. So those are the three bids we have, correct? Appreciate all the bidders. Chair, entertain a motion to take these bids under advisement.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you very much. And again, we appreciate the bidders. We have a bid under advisement right now. It's different. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were handing me something, Norm. A bid under advisement, Utility Emergency Response Program. I think we opened that last week and it remains under advisement. So we have new business. Parks Department.
Good morning, Claudine Loffman, Park Superintendent. We have several items for you today. It's an exciting day. First on the agenda is the recommendation for award for the Loeb Stadium Video Display Board. And the apparent low bidder that was submitted is from Fair Play Corporation out of Hazelwood, Missouri, I believe. And the bid amount was $512,198, and their bid was determined to be complete. At this time, we recommend that the bid be awarded to Fair Play Corporation in that amount.
Okay, thank you. Chair, entertain a motion to approve the award to Fair Play Corporation.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second. Second.
Second. There's a move and almost a second. Anybody have any questions regarding the motion or this award? We had two, didn't we? Two bidders? Oh, we had eight bidders?
Had eight,
Oh, we had a bunch, didn't we? That's right.
We rebid it though, didn't we?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a much, much better bid than the first go round.
Okay, all right. So we had, I forgot that. We had a
Yeah,
big.
this is about half, isn't it?
Not quite half, but it's about 300,000 less.
So we have a motion and a second. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you very much.
Okay, next item is the actual contract to move forward with Fair Play Corporation, the amount of $512,198, and Jackie has reviewed this contract, and I request your approval.
Chair, entertain a motion to approve the approval of the contract for the same project or same bidder.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions regarding the contract? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Okay, next item is a notice to proceed for Fair Play Corporation on the video display board with work to commence on June 23rd, 2020, and the final completion date of December 21st, 2020.
Great, it's coming up, isn't it?
It sure is.
Chair, entertain a motion to approve the notice to proceed.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Okay, next item is our change order number 1 for the Loeb Stadium Video Display Board. We had the opportunity to actually upgrade this video display board to a 10 millimeter pixel resolution. And now I have to get into the technical items here. So the board itself is 24 by 43, and the original video board had 366,624 pixels and 1,099,872 lamps. The upgraded video board is the same size, 24 by 43, and this one will have 1,018,377 pixels and
A lot more.
yes.
Claudine, your job is to count those, okay? I want to make sure every one of those pixels on that dang board.
Jeremy can help me. So the increase in pixels and lamps will improve the resolution dramatically, resulting in a higher quality guest experience. So this company has actually offered a discount as well. And so the total amount of change order number 1 is $66,549 as an add, and the original contract amount was $512,198, and the new amended contract total is $578,747.00. The change order has been reviewed by the city attorney, and I recommend your approval.
Chair, entertain a motion to approve change order number 1 with Fair Play Corporation for the video board.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions, further questions about that? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you very much.
Okay, next item is the carousel testing and engineering services with Alt and Widsick. And before you, you have a contract for the testing and inspection services. The major components of this contract will include a variety of quality control inspections and testing during the construction process. And the scope includes, but is not limited to, the concrete foundations, concrete slabs, backfill, compaction, floor flatness, structural steel inspections, masonry, and hardscape concrete testing. The cost estimate of this contract is $6,317.25, with work to begin on June 23rd, 2020, and anticipated completion in October of 2020. The contract has been reviewed by the city attorney, and I recommend it for your approval.
Chair, entertain a motion to approve the Salt and Woodsie engineering for the carousel project.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Questions regarding this? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Claudine. Lafayette Renew.
Good morning, Brad Talley, Lafayette Renew. Have a few things for you as well this morning. The first item we have is an extension with Merrill Brothers, Inc., a 48-month extension for hauling of the biosolids the city produces. This is a extension of a previous 4-year contract, and each party has to say that they want to extend the contract within 48 or within 6 months of the expiration date, which is the end of 2020. Our current hauling rate is $30.32 per 1,000 gallons, along with a fuel surcharge of 0.07 of a penny per gallon. And based on the job performance fee structure, I would recommend that we approve this contract or approve this extension. We are the lowest customer that they have per gallon basis. We've checked with several cities, surrounding cities, and we are by far the lowest customer that they have, that they charge.
Okay. So this is an extension for 48 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
4 years. Okay. Chair, entertain a motion to approve this extension for Merrill Brothers.
So moved.
Is there a
Second.
So the question I have is, with fuel prices as low as they are today, why do we have a fuel surcharge at all?
That was.
I know it's only 0.07 of a cent.
Right. That was put in through the contract when fuel went through the roof. And so it's been.
It's just a flat amount, it's not a variable?
It is a variable. It is based on the price per gallon.
So, okay.
It's been higher when the prices were up to $4 a gallon. It was,
Right.
The fuel surcharges were added on, I think, to pretty much every delivery you got, UPS or
Right,
whatever.
right.
And so at that time, we put it into the contract, and with fuel prices so low right now, that's why it's hardly anything on the.
Okay, so this is the way it is today?
Mm-hmm.
I see, okay. So it'll go up and down it varies with
Right.
the price.
And the price of the per gallon price also goes up based on the CPI annually. So it's just part of the contract that it increases based on the CPI. So we have had a couple of years back in 08, 09 where it actually went down, but it
Okay.
just varies based on the CPI.
Okay, so that's what you said, our current hauling application rate, that's what that is
Yep.
today. Okay. This, I assume, is as high as it's been because of the CPI has
Yep.
inflated it,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay,
There are other very close surrounding cities that are, so we're at basically 3 cents per gallon. Another city very close to us is at 5 cents per gallon. Some of the smaller surrounding towns are at 8 cents a gallon.
yeah.
So we're definitely.
Well, you've done your due
We're the
diligence.
largest.
And their service has been good, correct?
Oh, great. They actually consult with, IDEM consults with them on some of the biosolids
Yeah,
regulations. So
okay,
they're
good.
top notch.
Other questions? Anybody have any questions? Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve this extension. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Next thing we have is change order number 1 with Atlas Excavating for the Service Area 21 Water and Sewer Extension Project. The change order encompasses 7 work directive changes that we've agreed to in the field. The majority of this change order, however, is due to the Wildcat Crossing issues that we had. We had a layer of heavily compacted cobble that the machine that we had on site just couldn't make it through. It was diverting it way low if it was able to move through. So we had to basically huddle up and come up with a plan B. Plan B was another machine, much larger machine, and we have finished those bores under the creek now. So that in itself was $334,032, that creek crossing. This change order, however, is in the total amount of $341,027.20, which is about 7.9% of the original contract amount. If you take out the creek crossing, we are at less than $7,000 or 0.16% of a change order.
Is
So
this
that-
the final change order?
No, this is not the final. I wanted to go ahead and get this change order number 1 through. We are nearing completion of the project. The lift station was the longest lead item that we had, and it is scheduled to be here in July.
Okay. Chair, entertain a motion to approve the change order number 1 with Atlas Excavating on Service Area 21.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Questions? Just, this is just a procedural, not a procedural, but a question on the changes with the boring. The 334.32, obviously they had to rent equipment.
Mhm.
When they rent equipment, does that come with the manpower to operate it too?
Yeah, it's a subcontractor that did the
Subcontractor
boring.
they hired to do it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this got a little thicker than a typical change order that we would bring to you,
Yeah.
but I wanted to make sure with the size and the changes that we had all the backup documents for you.
Yep. Yeah, 61-page change order, that's a. All right, we have a motion, a second. Any further questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Okay. If I can take just a minute and hand you something.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So what I'd like to do, if you don't mind, is get this next item on the table, and then I'd like to speak a little bit from this report, if you don't mind.
Okay.
So the next item is an amendment with Ghrelin Hanson regarding our next phase of the long-term control plan, Phase 2C. The scope includes general design, long-term control plan updates, preliminary design, basis of design report, final design, and then the next phase of our asset management project that we have going on. And so what I'd like to do, and I have Tim Healy here, I asked him, since this is such a large contract, I asked him to be here if you have any questions for him. But Norm and I have talked about we're 10 years into a 20-year long-term control plan.
Do you want us to go ahead and get this on the table?
Yep, sorry.
So this is a change order not to exceed $1,215,640?
Yep.
Okay. So Chair, entertain a motion to approve this contract amendment number 1 with Ghrelin Hanson so we can get it on the table.
So moved.
Second? Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we'd talked about just an update on where we have come from with the long-term control plan, and then a little bit on what's to come. And so we put together a midway report that I handed out to you, and I'll just briefly go through it. I'd be more than happy to go in as much or as little detail as you guys would like to hear, but I feel it's important that you have the opportunity to see what we've done so far. Like I said, this is a 20-year plan that was developed in 2008 and approved in September of 2009. The total estimated cost for this phase was in the amount of $142,620,000. And so that's based on the 2008 dollar amounts. It's hard to kind of say that number there.
That's a big number.
It's a big number. To date, with what we've done in phase one or the first two phases of this plan, we're looking at being at $133,230,000, again, adjusted to the 2008 dollars. And so that's a savings of $9,390,000. And to go along with that, so a lot of the changes that we made through the long-term control plan, our next two phases should come in at under the estimated value as well. The table that we have created on the next page shows the what was originally shown in the long-term control plan, and then the updates to that. So the sewer separation in Earl Avenue originally was 103 acres. It also had a 48-inch parallel interceptor along Durkee's Creek, and some work behind the YMCA, the old YMCA. We took a look at that with our designer, and we were able to change that into the storm sewer that we installed on Earl Avenue. We were able to not impact the area along Durkee's Run Ditch, which was a huge request from everybody that lived along through there. We would have had to clear cut a lot of the trees, go through that ditch, and make a really big environmental impact. So that change was pretty impactful on lessening what we did with the environment. It also addressed some flooding that we had in the Columbia Park area, and if you remember, the flooding that was on 52 before we did this out by the industry. So that particular phase ended up costing a little bit more, or it ended up costing more than what was originally estimated in the long-term control plan, but we changed it to incorporate those benefits to the other parts of the city. So that's how we've tried to look at each phase, is how can we not only get the gray infrastructure in that we need, but also help benefit other parts of the city. So that one changed. That was actually
Brandon, is a simple way to put it, you thought you were going to do 103 acres, and now you're doing 808 acres. Is that the easy way to say that?
Easy way to say it.
I mean, really, because that's what you're doing, right? You're taking a bigger area, draining it through the area rather than doing it the way it was originally designed.
Right.
Okay.
Was
Thank
that
you.
the in situ form project?
So this was the big Earl Avenue, the 110-inch, 120-inch sewer that we installed basically from South Street all the way to Jeff High School. And then the following phase was the in situ form from Jeff High School down to the treatment plant. So we were able to just line that part of the sewer, and so that we didn't have to replace it or anything like that. We just lined it and sturdied it up for us.
What is the long-term integrity of the in situ form portion of that project?
So the in situ form couple of things there. When they design it, there's differing thicknesses that you can go with, and we typically go with a thickness that you can take the host pipe away from the in situ form, and
Still have integrity.
It'll have the same integrity. Okay. I think the testing's gone through 50, 75 years and still kind of working on it. So
it effectively
we won't see it.
Replace the pipe.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it's so much smoother than the concrete pipe that was in there that you get a better flow efficiency. The next phase was phase 2B. It was a 96-inch conveyance sewer along the railroad corridor. Now this was what was originally in the plan, and then a 5.9 million gallon tank at Greenbush Street.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were able to take and look at those projects and value engineer, and we came up with the Brown Street sewer project, the work that we did along Erie Street from Greenbush to Brown Street, and then we were able to shrink the tank from 5.9 to 4.2 million gallons. So that was huge cost savings for us. That's where the majority of the cost savings have come so far. And so that project, we were also able to save $1 million by keeping the soil on site to create our sledding hill. We installed some artistic ventilation components, an artistic electric building. And so we were able to really take in for Rex North Reach vision of that waterfront, we were able to incorporate some artistic features that should fit in with what their plan is when they get there. So that was, we felt that was really good. We saved a lot of money, but we also made a huge impact for the environment and the city. The next two phases, phase 2C, the big thing I wanted to take here is if you look at the 72-inch conveyance sewer from 07 to 06, we've already done that. That was part of the savings that we had from the Greenbush tank was the William Street sewer. And so that's one item that we won't have to do in these next 4 years. That's already complete. And the modeling that we're doing will show that with the 9th Street storm station that we have at the old Village Pantry, the paver systems that we put in on Brown and North Street, we will really be able to shrink the next storage tank considerably as well. We'll have more details on that coming up, but it should be a considerably smaller than that 5.3 million gallons. To date, we've reduced the annual CSO volume based on a typical year by 61%. We're halfway through the process and we've reduced that by 61%. With the capital cost savings, I'll try to get through this quickly, and some of the additional projects that we've been able to do with the capital savings was the Elmwood 27th Street issue that we had. We had flooding, combined sewer flooding onto the road. We were able to do that. Brown Street, we were able to do a little quicker, or do the pervious pavers, and the Durkee's Run stormwater project was also part of this. These are just things that we've been able to do with some of the cost savings that we've seen.
Yeah, these are big deals.
Yeah, the North Street pavers, we were able to pull it out a little earlier than originally planned. Main Street, the flooding in Main and 10th, 11th, we were able to work on that. Valley Street, again, that was a combined area that recombined, that we were able to separate during this whole process. So we got that much more stormwater staying out of the system that goes to 9th Street stormwater, and it gives us capacity in the sanitary system. That pump station, I talked about that's a huge deal for us. That separates 50 acres of downtown. So, it's a huge impact for us. So we're able to just keep that stormwater just completely out. And then last is the wastewater treatment plant capacity improvements. Why is that important? If we have more capacity at the plant, we can take more stormwater. So, that'll shrink some of these last projects that we have. So we can take more at the plant, reduces the next tanks. Let's see, go to the next one, just the water quality impacts. You can see hugely reduced the amount of overflows in a typical year. The one thing that I want to bring out on this page is if you look at the bottom table, CSO 006, it actually goes up, and that was on purpose. The way we've attacked this problem is the outside of the city and bringing it all to a central location. And so as we build, we're bringing things to the Pearl River site is where 006 is. And so that's where we'll convey everything to that site, and then our next storage and potentially treatment processes will be between Pearl River and the treatment plant. So while that one goes up, it was on purpose. We knew that was gonna happen. And the next table just shows a similar, I'll let you go through this. And again, if you got any questions, just wanted to take this time, show you the impact, financial and water quality impact that we had. And then our next phases, again, is the Pearl River site, storage there. And then the final phase will be some sort of high-rate treatment facility near the wastewater treatment plant. You don't talk as much, my voice is going.
That's really helpful. This is really good. Thank you for this, and let us read it, and I'm sure we'll have questions, but thanks, Brad, for the report.
Yep. And so as far as this amendment,
Right.
This takes us through final design for the next phase, which we would anticipate construction beginning next summer. So
And this
basically
takes us through phase 2C.
2C, yes.
Okay.
We are a little ahead of schedule. We want to keep that.
Yeah.
We've always kept about 6 months ahead of schedule in case we run into major problems. And so this contract does keep us at that 6 month ahead of our item schedule that we have to keep, just so that we do have some flexibility if we run into, whatever contaminated soil or something.
So our agreement with Ghrelin and Hanson is by phase.
Yeah,
that
this
correct?
is the way it's been working out.
By
That's the way it's
phase.
been-
So
yeah.
this is an amendment to, the original amount was for 2C, and this is the additional amount to complete 2C.
So the original amount was to, we put flow meters in the ground.
Yeah.
We're looking to be able to size
Right.
this next phase. So yeah, it was just
But
beginning.
But the
and this
total
is
agreement, the total value of the contract now is $1.4 million. That's gonna be for the entire phase 2C.
Yep.
That's what I'm,
Yep.
okay.
Now that may or may not, if we have,
Yeah, something-
construction services or something like that at that point in time.
Okay.
We'll take a look at that
This takes us through the design,
through final design.
right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Tim, have I missed anything?
Hard to believe we're 10 years into the 20-year
Oh,
plan. I
I know it.
remember the stunning number that was put on the table, unfunded.
Right.
So where are we at with the projected expense to this point against actual expense?
We would still be under, and I had a hard time with that, trying to figure out how best to portray that. If we take it apples to apples, 2008 numbers to 2008 numbers, it shows that 9,000. I think if we. Or-
We got it, we understand.
9.
Yeah.
If we go, if we took each phase and increased that index to those current dollars, I think we would be even greater than that. And we could look at that.
We've also been able to leverage the dollars for the projects.
Yeah.
I mean,
right. And-
so.
Yeah.
50% through, but we've reduced it by 61%, so we're actually
Yeah.
ahead of what they said.
Right.
And,
Okay.
and the big impact, I mean, the Ninth and South lift station, I mean, I keep going back to that, but we were able to do that out of savings from the Greenbush tank. And that just helps decrease the next phase. I mean,
Yeah, you're,
the 1.1 million gallons off that tank.
everything is cumulative impacts
Right.
upon the ultimate project. The better you can do today, the less you have to do tomorrow.
Right.
Okay. So we have, thank you, Brad, appreciate that, thank you. We have this amendment number 1 for Ghrelin Hanson on the Phase 2C design. Any other questions or comments regarding that?
I think everybody agrees it's great stuff. And I wish more people, including me, had the attention span to really absorb it.
Well, I had a much more complicated report.
I mean, the whole thing is well over my poor head, and I'm sure, it would be wonderful for the community to also share this information, but I can see it's an incredible challenge for people to grasp what the hell you're doing.
Yeah,
But it's
it's
a great thing.
huge puzzle. It's what it feels
Tony
like.
will
just
tell them
putting-
how great it is.
Yeah, I second that.
Thank you.
Well, 9th Street looks that area is such,
It turned out really well.
it really has, considered, what was there before.
Where are you getting lottery tickets?
Yeah.
They still them in the building.
Yeah, that little
Thank you.
lift station area.
Any other comments? We have a motion, a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thanks,
Thank
Brad.
you.
Appreciate it. Good job. Good work. All right, we have Waterworks.
Good morning, Jeremy Grenard, Public Works Director. Misstate my own name.
That's not good, Jeremy.
Just a little flustered because, and I apologize to Ron, because I had agreed to present these items and didn't have them printed out or anything. So I'm going to ask your forgiveness when I look at my phone. But our first item on the agenda is change order number 1 for the Teal Road Water Main Relocation Project. That's the water main relocation between 18th Street and the Tecumseh track. Change order number 1 was for $1,590, which brings our contract to $191,157.50. This first one was due to changing conditions. We encountered an underground electrical line. That increased the cost by over $5,000, but we also had a deduct of over $3,500, which brings the total amount to $1,590. So we're requesting your approval of that.
Chair, entertain a motion to approve change order number 1 with Miller Pipeline.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Questions?
In the description, it says that the electrical line had been relocated into the way of the proposed. Are there no as-built?
I think what had happened is Duke was doing relocations for Teal Road as well, and so their relocation relocated in the place where we were going to put the water main at that location. So
Seems
so
like
we had to deal with
coordination
that.
with the utilities has risen to the problem level several times in projects. How do we solve that?
That's a good question. I will say it's a lot better today than it was maybe 5-10 years ago. NDOT has put together a process where you're coordinating with utilities way ahead of the project, and you're putting a work plan together. That is helping, but it's still not bulletproof.
And oftentimes, the utilities drive our schedule, right?
Right.
Because if they can't do whatever they're gonna do, we have to schedule around when they're gonna do it. You know, right? So I mean, so we're able to coordinate that way too, scheduling.
Yeah, that's correct.
And they hold us up too.
Well, when they're not supposed to, yeah, I got it. Do we have a motion a second?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we have a motion a second. Norm, you have any further questions? Anybody have questions about this change order? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Okay, item 2 is change order number 2, and it's also the final change order for the project. Let me open it here. It is in the amount of $28,554. There were a couple of change in conditions, as well as the final quantity adjustment. We did have some additional restoration items because the water main ended up needing to be placed a little bit closer to the roadway than we had originally anticipated. So we had some additional restoration items that we needed to do, and that's over half of this change order. The net increase is $28,554, bringing the final contract amount to $219,711.50, and we're requesting your approval of this change order.
Chair, entertain a motion to approve change order number 2 in the Teal, I'm sorry, this is Teal Road, right?
Yes.
Yes, Teal Road, that's right. I was ahead. Teal Road, water main relocation.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Questions regarding this? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
And the third item we have is the certificate of substantial completion. Our date of substantial completion was May 29th, 2020. We were able to hit that. This helps us to establish the warranty date going forward, and we request your approval of this.
Chair, entertain a motion to approve the, date of substantial completion.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Yeah.
Moved and seconded. Anybody have any questions on that? Did the contractor do a good job?
Yeah, they did.
Great. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Then engineering, correct?
Yes, and this one I was more prepared for.
Okay.
All right, the first item we'd like to withdraw from the agenda. We'll bring it back once we're ready, so.
So we'll just, Chair, entertain a motion to, should we just table this? Or just take it off the
We're gonna-
agenda?
We're gonna withdraw it.
Withdraw it,
and then-
okay.
Yeah, and we'll represent
We'll
it.
we'll just, I can withdraw this from the agenda, so we'll go ahead and take that off the agenda today. So we'll move on to item number 2.
All right, the second item is change order number 2 for the Twickenham Boulevard Reconstruction Project. This change order was a change in conditions. Water service line was encountered that was not expected to be in conflict with the storm sewer. This was the 6-inch service line to Solar Baker Funeral Home. So our contractor used Waterworks supplied parts and was able to lower the service line at our direction, and this didn't cause any delay to the overall contract. This increases the contract price by $4,566.44 to a total of $493,385.42 for a total of 0.22% in change orders, and we're requesting your approval of this change order.
Thank you. Chair, entertain a motion to approve change order number 2 on the Twickenham Boulevard construction project.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Questions? Nice to get that done. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeremy. Appreciate it.
We need to go upstairs, we're way late. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Mayor. Purchasing.
Good morning, Dave Payne, Purchasing Manager. Lafayette Fire Department has a 2002 Pierce Contender fire engine that's going to be replaced next month. And so they would ask that you declare it surplus so they can sell it through Brindley Mountain Fire Truck Brokers.
Chair, entertain a motion to declare this piece of equipment surplus property.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. Claims?
Good morning, Tim Clary, Controller. The Controller's Office has reviewed the claims in the amount of $3,673,784.48. We ask for your approval.
Chair, entertain a motion to approve the claims.
So moved.
Is there questions? No one have questions?
I've got one I'm hunting down. Actually, 3.
Okay.
On Big 15, there are 3 renewals. Can we elaborate on what those actually are? Taurus, WT5, WT3, Davenport, DSL renewal. Okay. All right, thank you. That's all I have.
That's all you have. Tim, on Big 7, just a couple of real quick ones here, okay?
7?
Big 7, yeah, please. There's one on, called Target Solutions. Where is that on here? Annual membership, 15 grand. I'm just curious what the annual membership dues, what that's for.
Right, that's Lafayette Fire. That's the software platform that they use to maintain the records of training of all the firefighters.
Great, thank you. On Big 10, there are several Mohawk invoices, fire inspections. I was just curious what they're inspecting.
That is the smoke detectors
Okay,
and the panels. So the amounts are different because there are more devices in some of the buildings compared to others. So
that's fine.
Jason Pierce, I checked with him on that, and he was confident that we were charged the correct amounts for all
Great,
those
okay.
buildings.
And then on 12, down toward the bottom of the page, John McGraw, reimbursed for medical expenses, Tree Lafayette.
John is a volunteer for Tree Lafayette, and he incurred some medical and personal vehicle expenses.
While
And,
working for Tree Lafayette?
Correct, and the mayor and I decided that we
Okay.
would reimburse him for those expenses.
All right. And then on 15, then I had a question on Hydra Shop or Stop Holdings. And it's a big number, 85, let's see, no, 25 grand. It just says inventory. I didn't know what that was.
Materials and supplies.
So it just is really truly, I mean, inventory.
Right, different
For-
types of
for,
components for
Water?
water. Mhm.
Okay.
Yep, valves and piping and all the
Just
different
a
components.
variety of things.
Right, just
Okay.
replenish the supply.
Okay, all right, thanks. I don't have any questions. Anybody else have any further questions? Okay. We have a motion, a second, to approve the bills. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tim, appreciate it. Anybody have any announcements they want to make for the board today? If not, meeting stands adjourned. Thank you.
Take mine if I sign first.
Yeah, go.
Paled in comparison to the brass.
Come over here and sign.
Yeah, I didn't plan on.